Alright, what up, y'all? So, I've been working on this Value Warrior deck for a while. It's essentially just a bunch of legendary minions and cards. Um, I was playing Shaladrasil for a while, but the card was dead in most matchups. It really only came in handy against like long games against Death Knight or Imbue Rogue, sometimes against Control Warrior. So I cut that card and I got the Warrior Quest. I've been talking about this in the videos, so if you've seen the videos, you've seen pretty much what the deck can do. A quick refresher for those of you guys that are new here, New Heights, Tortolan Traveler, Plucky Paint Fin, all, really solid stuff in the early game. Leading up to Blob of Tara release, we're clearing the board with Brawl, and then we're just dropping bombs. So I wanted to play a deck that had the Blood Fighters that was just going a little heavier, and I love Dracorex, I love Ziliax, Fireaxe awesome. So I figured I'd just go super heavy with it. And so far the deck's been a lot of fun. It's been really good. Surprisingly, double Plucky Paint Fin is amazing because the poisonous is very relevant early game. It's one way that you can handle Prescient Slither Drake if you're going against Dragon Warrior. And it's just, nice thing to trade with Blob of Tar, stuff like that. And having 4 poisonous minions in the deck is surprisingly helpful. The little Sanguine Depths execute combination is pretty sneaky, so people don't see that coming. It's a nice way to just get rid of problematic minions, and that doesn't answer Prescient Slither Drake, but that's why the Pluckies are there. But otherwise, everything's pretty straightforward. There's a lot of play to the deck, so it does feel kind of like a puzzle at times. Sometimes you win on turn 7 because you're just, dropping dudes and just getting aggressive. But let's see what this is like with the quest, because I have a feeling, since most of the games do kind of go long, you're usually, sometimes you win on like turn 7, turn 8, but a lot of times it goes a little bit later than that. Because it's effectively like a control deck based around like powerful minions. So, I don't know. We'll see how this goes.
Watch your back.
Now you're sailing on my seas.
The main reason I haven't pulled the trigger on the Warrior Quest until now is because I wanted to see what I could do with this deck beforehand. And the mulligans I figured would get a little bit worse if I always had the quest, because that's just one less card you're going to see in the beginning. And because there's so many, 6+ cost cards, it can be a little tough sometimes. Sometimes you'll just be like Ysera, Fireaxe, and a Blood Fighter in your hand, and you're like, I just kind of got to sit here. So, thankfully, this game is okay in terms of the mulligan, but we'll see how much value this adds. Oh, Quest Rogue. You don't see this one very often. And I have a feeling playing the quest on turn 1 will cause people to, rightfully so, think that I'm Control Warrior, and then play according to what they know about that deck, not realizing that I am a much different deck until until later. Nice. Plucky is a great draw. This guy on turn 3 is always fantastic, but I think I'm going to go Traveler. Because Traveler getting Blob of Tar, or even Ziliax. Ziliax is always great when it costs 7. Okie dokie.
Stop and smell the flowers.
Yeah, I really like Hamm the Hungry. I've been wanting to play with him for a while. It's a super cool card. I love being able to like Hamm and then copy it with Terror Run, eat 2 cards out of their deck. I've eaten combo pieces before, or when you can eat your opponent's Ziliax or something powerful like that, it's a lot of fun. What is the reward for this? Oh, it's the ninja guy. Yeah, it's annoying, but I think it's manageable.
What now?
Stop and smell the flowers.
There are some super cool plays you can do with this deck too, like Marin the Manager. You can, I've had it happen before where you just wait long enough and then you use the card where you draw a card and then fill your hand with copies of it. I've had that happen with Fire Rock. Just lots of cool little interactions. Bob to make a copy of stuff, like because the quality of cards is so much higher because of all the legendary minions. Bob to draw a minion and make 2 copies sometimes just gives you triple Dracorex or something crazy.
What now?
Nomelia doesn't seem bad here, but it's not the greatest. It does give me a little bit of tempo. I don't love it, but I think it's probably fine. I could Bob freeze and then next turn Nomelia, assuming they play more minions. I think Bob is more valuable than just a freeze. Don't mind my dog click-clacking around everywhere. So they've still got... Oh, that's all the asteroids now? Sweet. Looks like they're all gone. Alright, here come the ninjas.
There's always room for dessert.
Ooh, that's good. Talgeth is a very annoying card.
The shrouded shells send our regard.
There's always room for dessert.
Sure. Ooh, how rude. Alright, so we got 2 blood fighters, thank goodness. I'm thinking about Ziliax. That gets rid of this. I can bash for 5, and then I've got 2 taunt minions up. Not the greatest use of Ziliax, but... yeah, you know what? I think this is probably better.
In the ring, blood speaks with valor.
And if they want to kill it, then my other guy's going to come down and probably hit him for 12 in the face, is my guess.
We don't need a map.
Find me in the dream.
Excellent.
Jeez, so many asteroids. So yeah, I have no idea how many asteroids are in their deck versus not. This isn't showing me the correct number anymore. Let's see here. This might be greedy, but if I hit them here, then they'll take 12 to the face and I'll have a 12-12 taunt. That could be very difficult for them to deal with. Let's see what they can do. I think they're hoping for illusions off of... Yeah, there's one. Aren't they just dead, though?
Shells honor your ancestors.
So yeah, turn 8. Not bad. So quest didn't come in handy. I was still a couple turns away. But it's kind of 50-50. Some games you win like that because you can just overpower them with strong minions. I like to think that pretty much every card in this deck is just inherently powerful. Like, it stands on its own 2 feet. Blood Fighters obviously need some buddies to get max value, but like Hamm the Hungry, I absolutely adore. Yeah, I mean, all of these cards are just fantastic. Ziliax costing 7 is such value.
This ends now. Now you're sailing on my seas.
Hamm isn't a bad keep here. A 6-drop is actually pretty low cost in this deck, but let's see what we get. Perfect. That's excellent. I almost want to try Grifta in this deck. I think that could be good. I thought about Nightmare Lord, but it's okay. It's kind of tough to find slots. I'm very tempted to try and make this deck just like all legendary everything. Like Dream Planner, Nightmare Lord, all that stuff. But when you take out Brawl, Blobatar, etc., it just makes the deck obviously a little worse. But it'd be a fun little experiment. And I usually say this at the end of the video, but don't forget to smash the like button. I can't help but make fun of the influencers and everybody that that use that terminology, but it does make a big difference if you guys like, comment, and follow. So, big thank you if you guys are following already. Double New Heights is great. I would really like a game here. I like to earn my wins. Ay, ay, ay. Okay, I think they just came back. I saw some kind of movement. But now we're like 2 mana ahead. Sure. I don't hate Dracorex here. Oh no, Elise is just better.
I remember this place well.
So we've got either Dracorex or Nomelia, depending on what they do, into Fire Plume the next turn. Probably going to go Dracorex, because then I can make a copy of Dracorex. That would be Bomb Diggity. I am that old. That is exactly how old I am. Bomb Diggity comes out my mouth. All right.
Time grows short.
I really hope I get to make a 10-10 Dracorex. That would be dope. Still 4 turns away from the quest. Looks like they might kill Dracorex here. They have the potential to, at least. Oh, okay. Go on with your bad self. Okay. Can't argue with that.
Science reporting in.
Well, it's unfortunate, but... How do I want to do this? And then we do this. And we've even got Blob of Tar as backup. I could have gone Traveler into Armor, but I think at 18 we're okay here. next copy I make is probably going to be a Blob of Tar. Alright, that's pretty good. Do I Fire Rock here? Fire Rock might be greedy here. I'm tempted to just Traveler and pass with the armor. Let's see what Fire Rock gives me. All the damage spells are going to hit their face, so... Nice. Excellent. Good stuff. That was very good. Then I guess we'll do this.
Find me in the dream.
With Reborn. This must be a really frustrating deck to play against. Well, I get Nomelia back next turn, and I could just make another copy of her. Yeah, Nostalgic Gnome's a really cool card. I like that card a lot. I've played it a little bit in like some janky decks. I think I played like a... I played like a Grime Street Paladin deck where I was playing that. So I would make it like a, you know, a 7/7, play it for 4, kill something, draw a card. It was awesome. Oops, you're losing value there, buddy. You only got one of your dudes. Alrighty then, so let's see what we do here. This guy, oh yeah. This could go so many directions. This is just silly. I think we do this. I think making another Nomelia is probably the best option. Ah, that was wrong. I should have attacked there. Whatever. And then we just drop some guys, free up some space in our hand. So I've got 8 cards. This will give me 2 more, putting me at 9. Time Warp and Crystal Core. Naturally. Definitely don't want Crystal Core, but whatever. See, this could draw... Okay, so Amara having Taunt means I can draw it off of Tortolan Traveler. That's pretty sweet. That resets my life back to 40, which should be frustrating enough for my opponent to concede.
Gravitational wave. Time grows short.
Yeah, seems like they're just dead. Even if they kill one Nomelia. Yeah. There it is, 2-0. Yeah, it was a little bit of a risk to go for the Fire Plume. He brought me down to, what, 6, I think? So I knew there was a possibility that could put me at a low life total, or even cause me to lose, but it seemed like it was worth the risk, because making Nomelia or Blob of Tar, you know, something big like that. I was hoping for Dracorex, but Nomelia just ended up being better. I guess Dracorex is better, but Nomelia is a lot more fun.
You will know endless torment. Now you're sailing on my seas.
I am going to keep Brawl here because there are some versions of Death Knight that swarm the board very quickly. They take advantage of that new card from the mini set that draws 2 cards and costs 1 less for each minion that died this turn. Would really love a Plucky or a New Heights right about now. Sure.
The citadel stands.
Dang, that's pretty good. Alright, travel is great.
Stop and smell the flowers.
Job done.
I think this deck can get up to 20-ish mana. Because this gives you 15 max. New Heights gives you 3 more twice. So 21 mana is the max you can get in this deck. I've had it happen a couple of times. Like the game where I had 9 Fire Axe off of the Marin spell. I cast Fire Axe twice a turn for like 4 or 5 turns. It was pretty awesome.
Stop and smell the flowers. Love height.
I'm trying to remember what my last win rate with this deck was. I went 6-4 last round and 7-4 the time before. So it's been pretty consistent without the quest. I'm hoping I get more consistency with the quest. Brawl doesn't seem bad here.
love hike.
How much do I care? Yeah, we're gonna throw the brawl out there. That's annoying. So it just always comes back. Well, shoot. All right, I brawled one turn too early. Jeez. Ziliax to the rescue, I guess. How do I want to do this? We're going to do this. New Heights gives me an empty mana crystal, so I'll have 9 next turn. They've got 16 attack. I think I'll be okay. Wow. 26-31. Wow. I think they're just shy of beating me here. That's crazy. Very well done. Very well done. Yeah, that brawl was very mistimed. Okay, so we Ziliax. I think I take out these 2 minions. And if needed, I can bob to freeze their team next turn. I would assume I'm going to make it through this turn, though. Yeah, especially if they're attacking. That's cool. Pretty good. Ooh, that's nice. Okay. So I can do this. I can trade here, and that gives me this guy with taunt as a 12/12 that will attack something else. I think that's okay.
In the ring, blood speaks with valor.
Sure. Okay. My dog's trying to get my attention. What is it, dude? So yeah, this deck is really showing the power level of each individual card here, because yeah, even though that brawl was unfortunately timed, thankfully I've been able to make up the value between Ziliaxes and Blood Fighters and stuff, and I've still got plenty of things to do. Take 12, very nice. So it seems likely that I will just freeze their guys and probably play Elise.
center, and I take the crown.
Yeah, I think Elise is the way to go here. I might have to Fire Rock next turn and just pray. A Brawl would be a great draw.
What now?
I'm trying to think, if I Elise and I take the Ngoro Jungle, I can play it this turn, but I don't know that there's going to be enough value to justify that decision. What, it makes a 1/1 copy, makes a single 2/1. Yeah, I can't help but feel like it's going to be a really, really... it's going to be a pretty tight couple of turns. So any bit of armor, I guess, helps, and plus dealing some damage to their minions might help me get through. I mean, that's quite a few turns away, but... seems like I'm going to go Fire Rock and Precursory Strike. If there's anything left, I'm hoping that clears their board. Like I said, Brawl is probably the best possible draw here. Cool. That unfortunately doesn't help me too much. Blob of Tar is nice, but not enough, sadly. Let's see. I think I Fire Rack first, and then I decide on attacks or anything. There's potential that Fire Rack kills my guy if they run out of guys first or something, but let's see what happens. Oh, Elise isn't available anymore. It's not green, so that means it probably dies. Dang it. Alright, Execute is helpful. Wow. This is the worst Fire Rack I've had in a long time. Oh my god. So they've got 21 attack. If I get rid of this guy, that's 12. I mean... that was the worst possible Fire Rack. No, 15 now. Yeah, I'm just dead. Yeah, I really thought about killing a minion with Elise first and then using Fire Rack, but... yeah, that sucks. So it all goes back to that Brawl. It seemed like it was okay. I figured I could make up the value, but... jeez. That was well played by them. They really, they continued to swarm the board very well. So 2-1 after 3 games. So crazy. Yeah, I try to find a good mix between following my gut and logically justifying a play. My gut was telling me, it was like screaming at me to attack with Elise. And I considered it, but I was like, maybe they'll just clear the minions and I can hit them in the face for 3 with Elise. But that is not how it ended up. Cool. Decent hand. I'm hoping this is Dragon Warrior, because Control Warrior would be pretty miserable matchup here. I've beaten them before, but it is a very difficult game. Since we're both playing the quest, if I was playing against Control Warrior, then it would be close. It would be semi-closely matched. But if they play the guy that makes infinite attack, then that's just very easy game over. Please be Dragon Warrior. Sweet.
What pretty petals!
Pretty good.
Stop and smell the flowers.
Huh. So double Traveler gives me time to set up for Brawl. Brawl could be a way to deal with Prescient Slitherdrake if that comes down on curve. Huh. They got a pretty good hand.
Stop and smell the flowers.
Legion 0, me 1200. That's what.
Alright, so I'm gonna take like 10 here, but hopefully they play some more minions so Brawl is more justified. And thankfully Ziliax will cost 7. So I just have to survive a couple more turns. Jeez. Crazy, crazy. Jeez, come on now. That's nuts. Yeah, this is really unfortunate. This guy's doing work.
Cut your lifetime to bits.
And there's the Slitherdrake too. Okay. So I think we're just dead. Yeah, even if I know Melia, nothing I can do there. Blobatar puts 2 minions in the way. I guess that's okay. I mean, this seems like the best bet, but this game is pretty miserable. I just have to hope that they don't have removal for the Death Rattle taunt guy get off of Blobatar. Oh, no, that's right. We just do this, and then they kill me. Yeah. Ah, come on now. Alright, 2-2. Not the greatest so far. Yeah, that was pretty unlucky. That 7-2 was nuts. Wow. What a draw. That guy must be riding high after that game. Yeah, Dragon Warrior is good as ever. So if you're not playing Dragon Warrior, definitely consider it because it's worth it.
Now
Yeah, they had the nuts. They had double whelp, peddler on turn 2. They had the dark gift minion. Then they had Slither Drake to follow it up with. That was crazy. Didn't even get to win Peak Worm or anything. Didn't even need it.
The citadel stands strong.
Super value over there.
The citadel stands strong.
Let's see what this draws. I have considered playing Chrono Lord, because it destroys all minions your opponent's played last turn. That could be a lot of value, depending on the situation, especially against some of these Death Knight decks that are just spamming the board real quick.
You could use a trim.
Whew! Alright. We're going to do this first, and then assess a brawl next turn. Yeah, we'll figure out what we do next turn. Probably going to brawl. Hopefully they're going to play another minion or two. If I draw a taunt minion, then I'm in a little bit better shape. Then I don't think brawl is necessary. Nice, no corpse. Not enough corpses to get that. That's good. Sweet. It's not the best brawl, but yeah, the way these Death Knight decks are, they have so much value when their minions die that, I mean, and the Reborn and all this, it's pretty difficult to really do much there. Sheesh. $16 attack, I'm at 23. This is crazy. These decks are really aggressive. It is very possible I'm using the brawl incorrectly and that should have been held. They had, what, 11 attack that last turn, though? If I knew heights, I can fire rack next turn. Hopefully I survive. Let's find out. I also have Execute Sanguine Depths available next turn, but that's obviously not going to do too much by itself. Maybe Hostile Invader is worth considering again. I tried it as a one-of a little bit, and it wasn't super great in this deck, because my spell count isn't super high, so it's a little tough to get the spell burst off of it. Alright, I think Fire Rack is the best play I have here. Like, Marin could get two legendary minions, but that could be hit or miss. So, I think I just gotta run with this. Fingers crossed. That's helpful. Ah, fine. Okay. Alright, that's a little better. And then we can do this. Alright, we're live. Thank goodness. That lifesteal spell, Baking Soda Volcano, that helped a lot. And I've got, I think, 3 turns. Where is this? Draw 3 cards. In 3 turns, they're destroyed.
Join me in my eternal prison.
Nice.
I have but little time. My collection grows.
And they draw no cards? Wow. Oh, okay, it's not in their deck. Ooh, Sanguine Depths is a good draw. So I can use that Execute on the 8/8. So 1/2, that'll leave me with 8 mana.
What now?
Let's Mixologist first.
Shaking us stir.
Nice. Alright, one more turn with these guys. I gotta use them. So I gotta throw this guy out there next turn. Probably just gonna lose Hamm and Brawl, but seems like a necessary evil at this point. Huh. A lot of value. Maybe Brawl is the right call here. I can do Brawl and Brawl. turns we got left here? Cool, we get this next turn.
All are nourished when the cycle renews.
Sure. Crazy. I am hanging on by a thread here. What else we got? Okay, Ceaseless Expanse is helpful. Let's do this, because it could give me something. I want Amara. Alright, not helpful.
That is enough.
Okay, good. I was like, we got stuff we can do, but good lord. Whoo! Alright, pulled that one out. 3-2 after 5 games. Don't think I'm going to make it to 10 games. This will be like a 3-hour-long video. But yeah. Yeah, I'm never unhappy going 3-2. It's fine. Obviously, you want to be 4-1 or 5-0, but 3-2 is very reasonable. As long as you can keep that up with consistency, you know, you're sitting at 60%. This hand seems fantastic.
Blessings upon you.
Ooh, alright. Control mirror.
Stop and smell the flower.
Okay. Okay, I like this deck they're playing. This is not a traditional control warrior. I'm super down with this. This is going to actually be an interactive game. Who would have thought?
I remember this place well.
Okay then. Drawing all kinds of cards over there. They're already down to 14 cards in their deck. This is nuts. How do I want to play this here? Terror Run's okay. gonna save it for something a little more powerful. I could just make a 5/5 plucky, but it seems kind of like a waste. I can do better things like Dracorex, Blabatar, etc. Sure.
Blaze a trail.
This might incentivize them to brawl. Yeah.
Who shall be victorious?
Blaze a trail.
I think I'm okay chilling here. I'm a little ahead on card advantage so far. Ah, fine. I had a feeling they played that.
I remember this place well.
Yeah, sometimes I want to play a Demolition Renovator, but I just can't find the space in this deck for it. It feels so hit or miss. Like, most people play Elise nowadays, but it's a tough one.
Blaze a trail.
Yeah, we're just gonna do this.
Stop and smell the flowers.
I'm hoping we can maintain a board position and just kind of continue pecking away at their life. It doesn't seem like they play a lot of the like traditional armor spells in a control warrior deck. They seem much more minion based.
Stop and smell the flowers.
Interesting choices here. We've got 2 more turns. I think that means they get theirs. Okay, just a turn before us. There's no need for that. Just gonna hit them with their own guys.
Blaze a trail.
I love height.
All forms of life will be crushed.
I love height.
I think I'm fine, just, yeah, kind of playing very chill here.
My hand is full.
That's fair. Sure. Let's get our quest rewards going. Amara and Time Warp, cool. And I guess there's... I guess it's not the end of the world to use our execute here. That puts us at 9 cards, so we're not going to burn a card. I think a lot of our cards are going to be very important here. Ooh! They play Steam Cleaner? I just got blown out, y'all. Okay, and now my deck's not showing... There we go. Wow, that just happened.
You really put the old heave-ho.
That was impressive. Steam Cleaner is so fringe. Well, they're going to get their quest rewards. And I will not have any. Oof, and I lost that. Alright. That is so crazy. I cannot believe that happened.
What now? Not on my watch. There's always room for dessert.
Wow, we got an eternal gold pedal.
I ain't talking.
In the ring, blood speaks.
Okay, then. That just happened. I think they just misplayed that. Oh, okay, okay. I don't know if they made the right play there. They're playing a very interesting deck, though. Steam Cleaner, a whole bunch of interesting cards. All right, let's see here. Can I beat them somehow? Because I've got Time Warp, so that's an 8/8. That's also an 8/8. I think I can beat them here. There's got to be a way. So I make my life 40, get an 8/8. I think we do this. And then let's do this. And then this will hit them in the face for 12. And then I think I got him. Let's go. That's how we do it. Alright, so quest rewards came in clutch this time. That was great. Alright, one more game. I'm going to go 7 games total. Sitting at 4-2 after 6, which is pretty good. Yeah, so far I like the quest. I think it adds a nice little element to the deck. If anything, it just gives me more cards to work with. And Time Warp is an amazing way to finish out the game. I love Amara. It's going to be great against, you know, problematic decks. It could be very good against, like, Imbue Rogue, stuff like that, where the games are going to go long, but sometimes they can get you to a low life total. Okay, so this is a tough one. Because if this is Dragon Warrior, then this hand is way too slow. Elise is normally a snap keep, but I think I'm going to do this right now. Because I think Elise is just too slow if this ends up being Dragon Warrior, which seems pretty likely. Okay, that's helpful. Alright, Precursory Strike and New Heights at least give me something to work with. Another one? Who are you, DJ Khaled? Come on now. Okay. Alright, Plucky is good.
What pretty petals!
Jeez. Well, I gotta get rid of this guy. And we're gonna blob. Wow. Okay then. That hardly doesn't even count. Alright, one more game. That's nonsense. So 5-2 after 7 games, but I think they they got a little taste of how bad this was going to get. Yeah, I've thought about playing Whelp of the Infinite in this deck, but Plucky is just better. The Reborn on Whelp of the Infinite is a lot of value, but Plucky drawing Nomelia, Bloodfighter, Ziliax, etc. It's very powerful. I think I tried early versions with Whelp of the Infinite, and it was fine. But as soon as I added the second Plucky, because I originated this deck as like a Curator deck, because I love the card Curator. I think it's so much value, and it's an excuse to play Plucky. And as soon as I cut the Curator for another Plucky, things just got so much better with this deck. Alright, Demon Hunter is normally a decent matchup, if I remember correctly. I don't know that I can justify keeping an Execute. It's not bad. I think, yeah, I guess one is justifiable. Alright, slow hand, but we'll see what we can do here.
Either the Legion dies, or I die with it! Ahoy, scallywag!
That's a pretty cool portal.
Let's get this started.
Alright, Traveler's a great draw. I like leading with Plucky over Traveler. Sometimes Traveler is great when, like, aggro paladin, you know, stuff that's going to be swarming the board, Death Knight. But I like to lead with Plucky because, especially against something like this, it pulls removal out. So if I can get them to use resources on this card that I already drew a card off of, that's even better value for me.
Stop and smell the flowers.
Excellent draw.
Thanks, Buccaneer.
That second infestation's going to be annoying, but that is the way it goes. I think I still just run out Blavatar. I actually don't hate execute here.
The flowers.
Is that necessary though? Yeah, I like that because then that does give me potentially a clearer pathway for Hamm next turn. It's not the best play. I can definitely justify not doing it. But I think Hamm could be awesome. Because if they're playing Cliff Dive and I start eating the minions in their deck, oof, that could be great. Like, Hamm can be incredibly powerful against Cliff Dive.
If 3 rights make a left.
Oh, okay. So if they're playing Demolition Renovator, then that makes me think they're not playing Cliff Dive then. That's a fascinating card choice. Watch Hamm gets Demolition Renovator. Alright, let's run it.
Room for dessert.
Oh,
Youthful Brewmaster, fascinating. Alright, they're playing something interesting. Trying to think, what would they use Youthful Brewmaster on that's actually good? This is so interesting. I guess Broxigar might be an easy way to kill with it.
Time to act.
So I'm thinking about playing Bob and drawing a minion. Ooh. I could actually Blood Fighter. Oh, they're one portal away from Broxigar. This is not great. Great, okay. So I got all my blood fighters.
What now?
Yeah, I'm thinking the blood fighters are the way to go here.
In the ring! Trust your ally!
Jeez, that's unfortunate.
Time to act.
Eight combatants enter, and I take the crown.
Yeah, it's not my favorite play, but I think it works here. Alright, so now they're going to have Broxigar. And if they've got another youthful brewmaster, then I'm just dead, because that's 24 by itself. I'm at 25, but... Oh, okay. Interesting.
This fight was never fair!
Youthful brewmaster. And then I guess they hit me with the weapon. Did they already attack with the weapon?
Time to act.
I guess they didn't. Yeah, very well played.
May could use your skill.
Yeah, I thought about putting down Blobatar. It was a turn too early for Ziliax. Dang, that sucks. Alright, 5 and 3. That's a very interesting deck. They're really just going for Broxigar as opposed to anything else. Yeah, I'm feeling the pull. Let's get another one in. Yeah, those games were quick enough. I think I can get this done in under 2 hours. Only like an hour and a half in.
Garrosh versus Illyria!
Tremble before the might of the elves.
Now you're sailing on my seas!
I assume this is tracker hunting, or tracking hunter. Tracker hunting. Hunting, tracking hunter. Sure. This could be some kind of beast hunter even. Pretty aggressive so far. Yeah, this seems like just beast hunter. Brawl should be helpful. Nomelia's great. Awesome. Alright, we got plays here.
Silver arrowheads. An excellent choice.
Whoo, pretty good. Super aggro. Let's see if this is enough to hold them off. This is a really good start for them. It kind of sucks, but I feel like I have to brawl. Yeah, if I plucky, I don't think that's going to make much difference. This buys me some life. Of course they're left with that guy. Of course. This guy's really good in that deck. Whew, that's also very good in that deck. This is on par with like Elemental Mage, but I think it's probably... I think Elemental Mage is probably a little better in the right hands. Well, this is great because Nomelia will live. And I can only assume if they've already got me to 12 on turn 6 that this is going to be a little rough. Whew. I guess it was 50-50.
Shaking us stir.
I'm hoping Plucky Paintfin draws me Ziliax, but I have to survive that long, which could be really tough. Okay, Traveler's helpful at least. So... yeah, I think I just gotta do this.
Stop and smell the flowers.
Alright, hanging on by a thread. Let's go.
Shaking us stir.
I assume they're choosing stuff that deals damage, like, you know, 3 damage draw a card type of spells. Ooh, yeah, they're... that's insanely good.
I love height.
Yeah, I want a Plucky first, but I think I have to use my armor. Plucky just gives me a little bit more, it gives you more odds to get rid of all their minions. So then each minion has a lower percentage probability of sticking around. Yeah. Yes! Best possible. Good stuff. So if Traveler can draw Ziliax, that would be amazing. Just the actual best possible. And that was one of the reasons to try and play Plucky there, is because it could get... Wow! It could get Ziliax, but... This is a really rough spot. Plus hero power, alright. So I have to do this, and then... Please, Ziliax. Come on, Ziliax. Yes! Alright, so if we can just survive to next turn, we made it. But they do have damage spells that could do this. Come on, how lucky are we going to get? Come on. Oh! They got it. Of course they drew it. Jeez. Oh, that was rough. Right down to the wire. Just literally one more turn. I mean, I could have played the Plucky last turn, but they got me down so low that I'm glad I took armor instead. That was a crazy start, too. The catch of the day plus the spell. It's nice to see aggro decks. Like, I think when there are no aggro decks, that says a lot about a metagame. So when there's, you know, Beast Hunter, the Death Knight aggro decks, aggro Paladin, you know, just there's a variety of aggro decks. Even Imbue Rogue, you know, cards like Flashback give it like aggro elements. And I think that makes for a much more balanced metagame. Because when aggro is just pushed out of the metagame into like the second or third or even fourth tier, then the decks just become really grindy and the metagame is, in my opinion, a lot less fun. Great hand here. It is really interesting. I put in the quest, and then these games are actually the games that go not as long. So the quest isn't turning out to be super valuable yet, but it could be. Like, there was a couple games where I think I brawled prematurely when I should have waited another turn or so. Like, there were 2 games where just waiting one more turn, the brawl would have been so much more effective. But it is also possible that my opponents were waiting for me to play something like Brawl in order to, you know, coast is clear, now drop the real threats. So, could have gotten outplayed, could have misplayed, you know, combination of the two, it's hard to say. Nice. My good friend Ziliax. Yeah, anytime I'm sitting on Sanguine Depth's Execute, I feel very comfortable in a game. Interesting choice of play. Okay, they're playing some Zergs in there. Let's just get this guy out the way. It's really interesting to see the Broxigar decks just all over the place. Whether it's Cliff Dive or, you know, like the Youthful Brewmaster type of thing. Solitude. Solitude is a very interesting card. I'm tempted to say their deck has no minions left, because that little game animation, I believe, is what happens when it makes their minions cost 2 less. I
wonder.
I don't think I can justify playing Dracorex, but I want to. Yeah, we'll see what they do this coming turn.
My hand is full.
I need a vacation from my vacation.
Yep, no minions in their deck. Okay. That's unfortunate. "24 is the magic number for Broxigar. Then they only need 1 with the Brewmaster. I'm not super worried about taking more damage this turn, because Ziliax is coming down. But this is a little crazy so far. I want to say they've only played 1 portal.
Everyone ready for the fight of their lives?
Wow. Sure, why not? Okay, then. Holy goodness. That was really strong.
You really put the old heave-ho into it.
Alright, so this could be a little tough now, because Ziliax is the main way to restore health. We've got... Next turn we get the quest reward, so that could get us a Mara. Whoo! Alright, we're just dead. How does that thing... It's just got rushed. That's nuts. Alright. Well, that's how you go 5 and 5. Okay. Shoot. Well, that's the way it goes, I guess. It seems like the metagame has been shifting even more so. After the mini set came out, seems like we had the big imbue rogue phase that kind of passed, and decks were adapting, and we got a little bit more of a mix. But now it seems like there's even more decks in the standard format that are actually pretty good. So I might have to end up tweaking this deck a little bit more. Maybe being top heavy is starting to work against me. It was doing okay for a hot minute there, but you know, if the metagame's shifting, then the deck's got to shift to adapt to the metagame. So very interesting stuff. Definitely like, comment, follow, all that stuff I hate asking for, but it makes a huge difference to the channel. So big thank you if you're following, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace and love.